Do you enjoy learning with Vibal? Make your experience even more exciting by becoming a Vibal Group fan. Exclusive perks await fan subscribers. Get access to exclusive webinars. Enjoy free teaching resources. Check out exclusive content. Get discounts on Vibal products. All of these for only 55 pesos a month. Exciting, right? Subscribe as a fan now. Here's how. Visit, click, follow. First, visit Vibal Group's Facebook page. Then click Become a Supporter to purchase a monthly subscription. Lastly, follow the prompts that appear on your screen. But don't confuse this for top fan. Nuh-uh, it's a different thing. You need to follow the easy steps. Visit, click, follow. Be a Vibal Group fan and enjoy exciting perks today.
Good day, Vibal, and welcome to our Learn at Home FP Live. For the discussion today, the topic will be on the great beyond, a deep dive to ocean and space. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. Make sure you're registered to the webinar to have your e-certificate of participation. Visit certificate.vibalgroup.com to generate your proof of attendance. Share the video using hashtag Learn as One PH as our official hashtag to our Vibal webinars. Experience learning ka Vibal? And now, to proceed with our webinar this evening, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our distinguished speaker today. She is a former teacher at the University of Santo Tomas Senior High School and instructor at the University of Santo Tomas UST. He has taught the fields of science and practical research. With a background in journalism and communication in high school, she has also been appointed as the moderator of La Stampa, the official publication of the USC Senior High School, and as an e-learning specialist and educational technology coordinator. She was a member of the USC Senior High School Executive Committee and many other work and academic related societies and organizations in the biological field. Apart from graduating as valedictorian in the special program in journalism in high school, she earned BS Biology degree from the University of the Philippines, Baguio in 2017, supported by a DOST scholarship. Her undergraduate thesis with her partner and advisor was awarded as one of the two best paper presentations in the third Philippines Solid and Hazardous Waste Management Conference. She is currently pursuing her Master of Science degree in biology at UP Diliman, granted with DOST ASTHRDP scholarship. Her current field of interest is in genetics, particularly in the study of DNA in molecular phylogenetics. Aside from being an educator and a graduate student, she spends her time writing, tutoring English online, accepting speaking, hosting engagements, and traveling as hobby prior to the pandemic. Our dear Kabibal viewers, let us all welcome Miss Lorraine Joyce M. Del Rosario.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope you can now see my screen. Okay, there. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the very heartwarming introduction. A pleasant evening to all, especially to our Kavibal viewers. So our topic for today's or for tonight's webinar is indeed very interesting. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay. To many, this might sound like the experience of looking up at the night sky, perhaps peeping through a telescope. Have you ever wondered how many stars sparkle in the sky? Ever tried counting them? It would take us 6,000 years to count those in our galaxy. And how many such galaxies exist? Scientists reckon 2 billion more. Isn't it possible that among these billions of celestial bodies, a planet with people like us exists? As we explore looking for them, could they be also coming here looking for us? We have so many mind-boggling questions. Even the blackness, right, with vast sheerness in our space is truly captivating. It's hard to pull the eyes away. It's enveloped with mysteries and underlying beauty. And a vast expanse dotted by those points of light shifts in and out of focus as we strain to make sense of what can be seen. There's a twinkle, a flash, and a sense of wonder with every moment that passes. But this is not just a description of the stars above, but also of plummeting to the bottom of the ocean, en route to some of the deepest, darkest, most hostile environments on Earth. Although the deep sea makes about 90% of our vast ocean, it remains largely unexplored. That's for good reason. For centuries, scientists assumed that life at such depths was impossible, and checking them wasn't a simple task. Ocean is the lifeblood of the Earth, covering more than 70% of the planet's surface, driving weather, regulating temperature, and ultimately supporting all living organisms. So throughout history, the ocean has been our vital source of sustenance, transport, commerce, growth, and inspiration. But this big question arises. What could be out there? What do the oceans and space have in common? Truly, they both never fail to amaze with their vastness, their mysteries, and their beyond imagination beauty. So tonight we will be explorers, and join me as we explore and discover the great beyond. It's a deep dive into ocean and space. So ocean science's brute force approach is impossible in space, but extraterrestrial necessity may also be the mother of fruitful invention when it comes to probing the alien worlds beneath the terrestrial waves. That's a quote from Mr. Kevin Peter Hand. So in our presentation for tonight, we will be presenting important discoveries and events during the timelines of space and ocean exploration. And I really hope that we could all appreciate the importance of such explorations, even during this pandemic situation. So here is our table of contents. So hop aboard in our spaceship today, and we'll be like little Einsteins exploring and riding in our favorite rocket ship. So let us first discover the great space in our first topic, Beyond the Earth, expanding human presence into the solar system. So human space exploration. Humans' interest in the heavens has been universal and enduring. Humans are driven to explore the unknown, discover new worlds, and push the boundaries of our scientific and technical limits, and then push further. So this desire to explore and challenge the boundaries of what we know and where we have been has provided benefits to our society for centuries, no doubt. And these addresses our questions about history of the universe and our place in this universe. These are the fundamental questions. So through addressing the challenges related to human space exploration, we will foster a peaceful connection also with other nations. And in here, curiosity and exploration are vital to the human spirit and accepting the challenge of going deeper into space. And of course, it helps us discover more of our planet, our home at current. Therefore, it helps us to live more efficiently in this planet we call home. So let's now go through a brief history of space exploration. Now I have included here in this slide just some of the events, important events in space exploration. You know, the development of ballistic missiles, first used by Germany toward the end of World War II, paved the way for the launch vehicles that would fuel a space between the Soviet Union and the United States in the past. So it was called the space race. And with that on, it was then followed by an era of space cooperation highlighted by the International Space Station. So in here, of course, the landing of the moon, who wouldn't forget about that? The first, the journeys of our space shuttles, the establishment of the International Space Station, and of course, the future of more space explorations. Landing on the moon was just once a dream. Landing on the moon, landing a man on the moon, and returning him safely to Earth within a decade, it was a national goal initially set by President Kennedy in 1961. So on July 20, 1969, astronaut Neil Armstrong took one giant leap for mankind as he stepped onto the moon. And then afterwards, 6 Apollo missions were made to explore the moon between 1969 and 1972. Aside from that, there were also unmanned spacecraft photographed and probed the moon before astronauts even ever landed. And actually, by the early 1970s, orbiting communications and navigation satellites were in everyday use. And the marine spacecraft was orbiting and mapping, like right now, the surface of Mars, a potential planet for mankind. By the end of the decade, the Voyager spacecraft has sent back many detailed images of other planets because of this astounding breakthrough. And then Space Shuttle. In April 1981, the launch of the Space Shuttle Columbia ushered in a period of reliance on the reusable shuttle for most civilian and military space missions. So the Space Shuttle was the first reusable spacecraft to carry people into orbit, launch, recover, and repair satellites, conduct cutting-edge research, and help build the International Space Station. So space systems continue to become more and more integral to homeland defense, weather surveillance, communication, navigation, imaging, and remote sensing for chemicals, fires, and other disasters because of this. And then, of course, the International Space Station. It's a research laboratory up there in low Earth orbit. You know, with many different partners contributing to its design and construction, many different countries joining hand in hand to construct this laboratory. This high-flying laboratory has become a symbol of cooperation in space exploration, with former competitors now also working together. So this station has been continuously occupied into the arrival of Expedition 1 in November of 2000. And ever since, it has been serviced by a variety of visiting spacecrafts from Russia, Japan, Europe, etc. And of course, visited by many astronauts, cosmonauts, and space tourists. So what is now the future of our space exploration? Modern space exploration is reaching areas once only dreamed about. And right now, I would say that Mars is our focal point. It's a focal point of modern space exploration, and manned Mars exploration is a long-term goal of the United States. So NASA is on a journey right now to Mars with a goal of sending humans to the red planet in the 2030s. So if you're aware, there are already some astronauts, some of our people, training for this feat. And yes, this is the beginning of a new era in space exploration in which NASA has been challenged to develop the different systems and capabilities required to explore beyond low Earth orbit, including destinations such as translunar space, near-Earth asteroids, and eventually Mars. So why do we really explore? right? So space exploration is truly a flexible path. Now, in the succeeding slides, let us just explore why we specifically study these in space exploration. So, firstly, why the translunar space? The translunar space is a vast expanse surrounding the Earth-Moon system, extending far beyond the Moon's orbit and dominated by the two bodies' gravity fields. So, exploring the translunar space beyond the protection of the Earth's geomagnetic field will provide unprecedented experience in deep space operations. Of course, it can also allow NASA to research galactic cosmic radiation and of course help develop mitigation strategies. And why do we also study asteroids? Asteroids are believed to have formed early in our solar systems, almost the same age. And when a cloud of gas and dust called the solar nebula collapse and form our sun and the planets, that's when asteroids are formed. So by visiting these near-Earth objects to study the material that came from the solar nebula, we can look for answers to some of humankind's most compelling questions, such as how did the solar system form? Where did the Earth's water come from? What are the impacts in the past and the future? And what are the valuable resources in space? And finally, how can we protect our planet? And then, as I've mentioned, now the focal point of modern space exploration is Mars. Why Mars? So Mars has always been a source of inspiration for explorers and scientists. Robotic missions have found evidence of water. But if life exists beyond Earth, still remains a mystery. So robotic and scientific missions have shown that Mars has characteristics and history similar to Earth's. But we know that there are striking differences that we have yet begin to understand. So that's why we are having missions on Mars. So humans can build upon this knowledge and look for signs of life and investigate Mars geological evolution, resulting in missions, research methods that could be applied also here on Earth. And if you can remember, February 18, so the long, deep space journey of NASA's next Mars rover was over. So this car size, the name is Perseverance. It was launched in July 30 last year, but then it already landed in Mars on February 18. So just a quick fact on this Perseverance. So the rover name is Perseverance. The main job is to seek signs of ancient life and collect samples of rock and regolith, or the broken rock and soil, for possible return to Earth. So last February 18, it made a history by landing to its now home, which is the Mars. So just away from that, here is the image of the Earth from Mars. So that's our topic on space. Now, as I've mentioned, this presentation is not just exploring space. We now go deep down from the space above. Let's dive into the deep sea and ocean. From a rocket, let's now transfer. Let's unload the spaceship or the rocket and take another ride. Yes, a submarine into the ocean. Welcome aboard, and don't worry because we have lots of rooms for each and every one. So this is our topic on the vast ocean. Ocean covers approximately 70% of Earth's surface and plays a critical role in supporting life on our planet. From the air we breathe, the food that we eat, to weather and climate patterns, our understanding of the ocean is really important. However, quite limited. So, this is the largest biosphere on Earth, right? Covering nearly 3/4. But despite the major role in the ocean in making the Earth habitable, there are still some challenges. Humankind has entered the 21st century having explored only a small fraction. And sad to say, while also benefiting from the ocean, the impacts of human activities on the ocean drive a growing urgency for its exploration before permanent and potentially harmful changes become widespread. So events that occur far inland, such as nutrient runoff from agriculture, pollutants, debris carried by stormwater, have a lot of impacts. All of these lead to our oceans. The oceans bear a double burden from the burning also of our fossil fuels and associated climate change. So, although mariners have traversed the ocean for centuries, undoubtedly exploring its inky depths is no easy task. So, why do we need to explore our ocean? Ocean exploration is about making discoveries, searching for things that are unusual and unexpected. As a first step in the scientific process, this rigorous observation and documentation of biological, chemical, physical, geological, and archaeological aspects of the ocean gained from exploration set the stage for future research and decision making. We need it so that we can effectively manage, conserve, regulate, and use our ocean resources, which are vital to our economy. Because unlocking the mysteries of ocean systems can reveal many new sources that we can use here in our home, in our planet Earth. Sources for medical therapies, vaccines, food, energy, and more, as well as it will inspire inventions that even mimic adaptations of deep sea animals. And we humans can learn from that knowledge. So, information from ocean exploration can help us understand how we are affecting and being affected by changes in the Earth's environment. But how much really of the oceans have we explored? According to NOAA, so our more than 80% of our ocean is still unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. So this is the leading. They have leading efforts to explore the ocean by supporting expeditions to investigate and document its unknown and little known regions. Because not so long from our current times, these are the potential threats to our ocean communities. Hence, we need to act now. So a while ago, we have shown a brief history of space exploration. Now we also need to, present some of the important events in ocean exploration, starting in the 1800s. So 1857 up to the present in 2017. So there, some of the important events were the undersea, discovery of the undersea canyons, discovery that there were lives in deep seas, surveys, sea mapping, acoustic explorations, studying about the ridges, discovery of magnetic stripping on ocean floors, exploring the Marianas Trench or the deep portions of the oceans. Um, what else? Hydrothermal vents, Titanic as a movie, it's the discovery of the sunken Titanic also play a role in ocean exploration, creating sea surface maps, cataloging the biodiversity of the ocean, and of course, you know, studying about the seabed and more future ocean exploration. So while they're studying the the earth, okay, they had turned the biology upside down. So in the search also for more extraterrestrial life, scientists are turning to our own ocean for exploration. And actually NASA has begun to help fund some of the deep sea explorations, and some astrobiologists have teamed up with many marine biologists, oceanographers to probe the boundaries of biology here on earth. Well, exploring the unfamiliar environments in the deep sea reveals many tangible guideposts for exploring space. But it also emboldens our scientists to stretch out their thinking and open their minds to the impossible. So here are some of the important events. So the picture here is the chart of the California coast. So it was this reconnaissance chart was created by Captain James Alden in 1852. So as they discovered that, it served as one of the pioneers in ocean exploration. And then this is also the historic dredge. The HMS Lightning discovered sea life. This historic dredge here enabled discovery of many sea lives. It was believed that life could not exist deep into the ocean, but because of this such instrument or tool, they were able to discover some lives in the ocean. So also there was this naturalist Luis Agassiz. He collected many marine specimens, including corals, and yeah, he was able to describe his observations, therefore giving us a picture of what could be down there. Reginald Fessenden is also renowned for the oscillator, the Fessenden oscillator. It conducted the first acoustic exploration of the sea. Using an electric oscillator, this tool, this machine or instrument received echoes from the bottom of the ocean as well as from an iceberg. Because before, of course, they don't want to risk the health, the safety, the lives of the people diving into the ocean. So this is one of the advances, uh, reinventing oscillators. So this is the ocean temperatures map. It's also an event, a major event in ocean exploration when this map shows the continuity of the ridge through temperature contours by combining depth and temperature readings to infer bathymetry. The magnetometer is also a very important instrument in knowing about the magnetic stripping on the seafloor, and it was discovered in 1955. And this is the bathyscaphe trieste. So it's hoisted out of the water. Yeah. Actually, this is a vehicle that descended to the Challenger Deep, but in 1960, it was hoisted, and it brought out many information in regard to what could be found out there, some preliminary data. This is also Miss Sylvia Earle, one of the women aquanauts. She was studying algae here. So she was showing an algae to an engineer through the window of this underwater vehicle. And of course, some major events also include the discovery of hydrothermal vents deep into the ocean. Hydrothermal vents power deep ocean ecosystems, featuring everything from microbes to tube worms, etc. So they power deep ocean ecosystems, and their discovery date back to 1977. At the very moment when they were looking for signs of life in another world, scientists were also learning about unexplored alien ecosystems miles below the surface of our planet's oceans, and hydrothermal vent play a big role here. This is also a hydrothermal vent. It's the volcanic flanges. It was found in the Gulf of California, Mexico. So this seafloor hosts this candy-colored light show. So it's a hot pink, orange, and snow white plums strobe out from a deep sea valley ridged with this pagoda-shaped hydrothermal vent called volcanic flanges. So there are also mirror pools, upside-down puddles of vent fluid that reflect back whatever swims beneath there. And yeah, the hydrothermal vents also power these giant tube worms. So the crushing pressure, freezing temperature, and zero sunlight aren't enough of a challenge for giant tube worms. They have adapted to thrive at the edge of hydrothermal vents, which through superheated water saturated with toxic chemicals. And as I've mentioned, the Titanic, right? I'm sure we're all familiar of this Titanic. So one of the most famous and groundbreaking moments in the field of oceanography was the discovery of Titanic in 1985. Because a team of explorers and oceanographers used all aspects of oceanography to locate the ship, and they studied the impact of deep sea organisms on the wreck of the ship, wave patterns, ocean currents, bathymetry, and other features of the seafloor. And also, of course, the chemical composition of both the ocean and the ship itself. Yeah, so here's the famous Titanic before. And another thing, one of the most interesting organisms that they have discovered from ocean exploration is the red mysid. This is an organism with a red coloring that provides camouflage in the deep sea home. So based from this, they are also they have also begun to learn about possible adaptive mechanisms underwater. And of course, when we're talking about future of ocean exploration, so this is the Deep Sea Challenger. So James Cameron will travel. He aims to travel to the bottom of the deepest known point in the ocean in this submersible vehicle known as the Deep Sea Challenger. And talking about feats in ocean exploration, of course, here also in the Philippines, in our very own country, we have contributions to ocean exploration. So just recently, Dr. Deo Onda, a microbial oceanographer who is also an associate professor from the Marine Science Institute of UP Diliman, he made a history as the first and only Filipino and one of the first two human beings to make the first manned descent into the Emden Deep. The Emden Deep is the third deepest point on the Earth, and it's located in our Philippine Trench. So there are so many reasons to explore the ocean. However, we really need to be careful, and we really need to take also into considerations our actions as it create impacts to our natural resources. Remember, pollution of the earth, or sorry, pollution of the air or of the land, all ultimately ends up in the sea and in the ocean. Okay, so now that is our journey towards the ocean and the space. Let's have our summary and conclusion. Again, exploration is important, and it's discovered through discipline, diverse observations, and recording of findings. Although it's inevitable, this is actually in the news report that they are allocating more budget for space as compared to ocean travel. Um, as a result, the facts about ocean explorations are pretty bleak because of this. Yeah, we really hope that in the coming days and in the future, we really continue explorations of both the ocean and the space. So even if there are such news articles as this in regard to budget, NASA and NOAA, that's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, they're also working hand in hand together. Okay, there's no need to compare because both of these agencies are responsible and they're working hand in hand for space and ocean exploration. And as a matter of fact, they have these two missions right now: the GRACE, Gravity Recovery and Climate Experiment, and the Aquarius mission. And of course, when studying the ocean, knowledge from the space is also been very beneficial, as proven here. Observations from satellites reveal new insights into the ocean. So although ships have been crisscrossing the ocean for centuries, Earth observation from satellites also provide the first truly global view of the ocean and its processes. And according to a scientist, the last name is German, the best chance we have of demonstrating whether there's life beyond Earth in the next human generation would be also by going and exploring the ocean floor of the planets that are right here in our own solar system. So, ocean exploration is at a crossroad. For the first time in history, human impacts on the environment are affecting all reaches of the globe. On the other hand, space exploration has also driven many scientific and technological innovations that benefits people around the globe every day. So sending humans and machines into space presents challenge that are overcome only by the utmost ingenuity. And despite those, this leads to new knowledge and technical innovations that are used here in our planet Earth. So, with the next few decades, we may succeed in answering one of the humanity's oldest and most profound question: are we alone here in the universe? But at the same time, we hope to have a better understanding of our rapidly changing planet if we are to make transformative effort required to effectively address, for instance, our main environmental issue right now, such as the climate change. So there is no activity on Earth that matches the unique challenges of space and ocean exploration. And even during this pandemic, pandemic has affected us in many ways we can think of. Despite these, it is still crucial to carry on such explorations of what lie beyond Earth and beyond the Earth's final frontier, which is the ocean, in order to lay hold of the key towards unraveling mysteries. Because who knows, these mysteries can even potentially save mankind in the future. And learning is not really a constraint and limitation. Exploration, learning, it is made possible even during this pandemic. That's why we are also very grateful with Vibal, in as it continuously gives us an opportunity to learn in the comforts of our home or wherever we are. So just like our learn at home kits, which cover numerous subject matters, especially for our resilient learners and students learning from home. So the Vibal Learn at Home kit contains many lectures, supplements, activity sheets, test booklets, and academic books, which you might want to explore and use for your children, for your students, or for your individual use. So for our key takeaways, our future lies with today's kids and tomorrow's space exploration. And for our oceans, once it casts its spell, it holds one in its nets of wonder forever. I really believe in this quote: you can never cross the ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. So finally, let's explore. Let's continue to explore, especially the unseen, because a lot of adventures are awaiting. So thank you very much, our Kavibal, for another productive evening as we embarked on a journey through ocean and space. So it's time to unload our spaceships and submarines now, but space and ocean exploration doesn't stop there. Thank you for listening. You can reach me in my email if you have some queries or clarifications. And here are my references for this presentation. Thank you very much. And I hope everyone will have a pleasant and safe evening.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am, for that insightful talk. So, do you have any last reminders po to our viewers tonight?
I hope that we will continue to appreciate our ocean and our space, because we may not feel the direct benefit, or we may not realize the direct benefit, but in the long run, especially for our future, ocean and space explorations are really vital for mankind. Thank you very much, Vibal, for giving us a platform tonight to explore our ocean and space.
All right, so there you have it. In behalf of Vibal Group Incorporated, I would like to thank our speaker for today for this eye-opening and insightful learning session. It is an honor to have you with us this evening, and to all our Vibal viewers, all thanks to you for your continuous patronage to our daily learning session. We would like to thank those who send stars to our live sessions. Don't forget to register to get your e-certificate of participation. The link is in the caption of this webinar. We encourage you to subscribe and watch our official Vibal FB and YouTube channel. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang gabi sa ating lahat.
Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you very much po, Miss Julie.
Thank you rin po, ma'am.
Okay na po ba, ma'am? Out po.